welcome. Today we're going to be looking at an activity that I found on the internet, and it involves looking at your dual self. Really, it's about creating a drawing where on one side you are demonstrating how you look on the outside. On the other side, you're drawing how you feel on the inside. And immediately I thought I didn't really want to draw anything. I just will write some words. And really that's where it went from there. And I will say right now that this particular video is not necessarily going to be as happy-go-lucky as it normally is. It's going to be a little more on the dark side. And so if you're just not ready for that, I would say tap out right now. And knowing what this channel is about, feelings and emotions, and that sometimes it will get into a dark place. And though I would prefer that things were light and fluffy, and that's not reality. Though I wish it was reality, it is not reality. I did find a shape of a head. I mean, obviously you could just write this on a notebook and have one side versus the other side, but I kind of liked having that visual. I've been thinking through this for the last couple of weeks, and I know that I could continue to think about this, and maybe this would be something that to explore again in the future. It isn't like a one and done. Maybe in a month or 2 months from now, doing the same thing again. So one of the things that I would say is a big category for both inside and outside would be improvement. I very much want to be a part of improvement in causing things to work better for the people around me. So it could be as little as how my coworkers meet together and trying to find the best and most efficient way for that to happen. Or it could be we have a system at home and I want to make sure that it is working best for everyone. And so that kind of push to improve and to change it, to make it work, is definitely something that people would see on the outside. And on the inside, I would say I have that same drive for improvement. So if somebody tells me this is something you need to work on, okay, I really want to make sure I'm working on that. I mean, I guess it's because I want myself to work within the system of the people around me. So I would say that I have very much a growth mindset for the outside world. The outside world can grow and become better. And that includes also the people I interact with. I'm a teacher, and so I interact with students, and so I have a growth mindset for them. I know that wherever they are at, they can improve themselves. I teach math, so they can make mistakes, and that's okay, and we learn from those mistakes. But now when I look at my inner world, I definitely have more of a fixed mindset. Now, you might think, well, that goes against what I just said about improvement. And so here is where I ran up into a wall of inconsistency. I do want to improve, but why do I have a fixed mindset then? What is going on there? And so what I found to be the case is that what myself is made up of is what others have handed to me. Others have said, you are this, you are this. And so when they hand these ideas of who I am to myself, then they become the responsible party for maintaining that. You might wonder, well, then how is that connected to mindset? And I would say, because my responsibility to develop and to grow myself is now in the hands of somebody else. So I know that I'm growing because now, instead of this card that they're handing me, now they're handing me, oh, now this is you. Oh, great. Good. I've been working on that. That's what I was working on. Okay, I'm so glad that you are seeing what I was trying to do. That is crazy. Why do they have so much control over who I am? Who is they? It is everybody I interact with. I would love to say it is my core group of people, but no, it is everybody. It is a stranger. It is my coworkers. It is my boss. It is my family members, my friends. Everyone is the one that I'm allowing to be responsible for this, and it's not me. So here we have that growth mindset outside where it's like, yes, let's grow, let's change, let's fix it. And the same kind of thing going on, but who was the one in charge of deciding whether it has happened or not? And that is where the fixed mindset comes. It's because it's not me. And so I feel fixed. I feel stuck. In that I feel beholden to others to kind of let me in on these secrets of, am I being the person that you want me to be? So needless to say, that is definitely an area that I will need to keep working on. I need to figure out how to get that control back. So there's one aspect of outside self versus inside self, and that they are opposites. The next idea is on the outside, I am putting forth perfection. And so that could be in how I look or how I act and how I perform. How is that different from the inside? I would say that this is hard to admit because now I'm saying that what I'm projecting on the outside is not true because I'm not perfect. And I'm the first person to say I'm not perfect. But yet that is the standard that I'm upholding myself to on the outside. And what happens on the inside is I get a lot of self-doubt and a low self-esteem. This perfection is a facade. And the crazy thing is, I know that everybody knows that nobody is perfect. These are not things that I like to think about because this is not what I want others to see about me. And so somehow in my mind, I have created this crazy idea that people will not accept me if I am not perfect. And so really what that does create is fear, and I'm scared that people will not accept me for who I am. I'm not sure of my decisions that I make. I'm afraid that I'm going to make the wrong decision all the time. I'm afraid that I'm going to be judged off the island for a bad decision. And it must have started from when I was a kid and just over the years hiding and putting up more and more of a facade. It is hard to admit this because you look at the story in the Bible of the Pharisees and you think, how can they be so stupid? How could they become this way? But then I look at myself and I am the same way. So Jesus calls them whitewashed tombs. And that's really what I have become. On the outside, I look pristine. On the inside, I am a rotting corpse. That's hard to say. It's hard to admit. I did warn you this was going to be a hard one. So through this experience, there are a couple things that I really learned about myself that is going to help me move myself in the right direction. And I hope that when you do an activity like this, that you're able to find a couple of things that will help propel you into the right direction as well. And so for me, I would say the biggest thing that really stood out to me is understanding that what I've become up until this moment is really a shell of a person. I'm more of a template of what I present to the outside world is what is I'm finding is being accepted by the outside world. And so it's kind of like a chocolate bunny where I am looking nice and delicious on the outside because then they'll take me into their tribe. They will like me. They will accept me. And really that's not what a person should be. Somewhere down the line, that's who I became. I've just become an amalgamation of all these like pieces that work for others, but are they really me? And that's where this self-doubt comes because I'm not allowed to be me. I'm allowed to be who everybody wants me to be. And that has made me fragile. because I'm not allowing myself to be the person that I really am meant to be. And who's to say that they're not going to like the real me? What? And if they don't like the real me, why does it matter? So that idea goes hand in hand with the second idea that I realized going through this process. And that is, I am definitely out of balance when it comes to who is making the decisions on who I am. Because of the way that I have been living my life, all the decisions of who I am comes from other people. And so I've been handed, hey, don't forget, these are you. And not really analyzing, are they really me? That's what others want me to be. Is it okay that I'm not exactly like that? Maybe I'm worse than what they want me to be. And that should be okay. This balance is out of whack. And I heard this quote recently from Pete Holmes. He also has been dealing with and trying to understand himself better. If you are looking for self-growth, he is definitely, on that path. He's, I would say, over the next mountain, further than us, or at least further than me, but that's nice to see somebody who's gone through this. Gives you inspiration. And so what he says is, you have to be worth more than the thoughts or opinions of those who are walking by you. And that really hit home, because that is exactly how I was living my life. Why am I so concerned about that? That concern has really stifled who I truly am. That concern has changed who I am. And that concern should not be my concern. Coming to a close here, I would actually call this activity that I completed, even though it was called the dual self-portrait, I would call it more of what I reveal to others versus what I conceal from others and even from myself. Why am I concealing this side of me? Why am I concealing the real me? And it all boils down to fear and pain. I have been watching a YouTube channel called Objective Personality for some time now, and they have both content on their personality system, but also they have content on self-growth. And I get a lot out of both, but I'm focused more on the self-growth here. So they have so many good videos, and a lot of what they talk about is the avoiding of fear and pain. And I definitely see that in my life. Definitely when it comes to these feelings, the avoiding of these feelings because of the pain that they provide me all the time. Therefore, they go under the rug. And then also the fear of how others think of me and their perception of me. And so therefore wanting to project a particular person, a person that doesn't really exist. And so the accepting of the pain is hard. And even putting yourself in this, knowing that you're going to feel pain, that is even harder. I'm having to play the role of someone who is okay with being in pain. I feel like I found the next clue to the treasure hunt that I am now on. And so when going through this process and really being honest with myself and opening up and allowing that pain to surface, it has given me the next clue. It's like I have found the next diamond, and that diamond has more information to tell me how to find the next ruby. And that is going to have to be my mindset, that even though I'm going to be in pain, that pain and that fear that you have to face is worth the next bit of treasure that you will find. I know we all have pain. Look at that pain that you're holding. Maybe you don't know where it is yet. Maybe it is somewhere hidden from you. It's concealed because you're trying to avoid it. You're trying not to think about it. Take time. Take time to think about, what is it? What are you hiding from? And I hope that you find your gem and your next clue that will help you along your path. Well, I told you that it was going to be kind of rough, and not all videos are going to be this way. I don't think anybody could handle that. I know I can't handle that, but it's going to happen. This journey is going to involve some tough moments. And I'm learning, and I hope you're learning too, that these tough moments they're going to get easier, right? They've got to get easier. Hopefully you made it through to the end with me and I didn't scare you away and you're still here with me. I would love to hear what you're doing and what you're working on. I want this to be a place where we can encourage each other. We're all on a path of discovering ourselves, and sometimes that path can get pretty lonely. And I want you to know that I'm here for you and that we're in this together. And so I hope that you join me next time when we definitely look at something different. And with that, I will say goodbye.